Hello and welcome back. What a day of Epic LAN 44 brought to you by Intel. Man, what a day of Counter-Strike. And today, it's my first time casting with my good friend Tyler. How you doing, fellow bin man?
I'm doing great, man.
Yeah?
Pleasure to be here at Epic Land 44. We've had a good, lovely weekend. Couple of upset results, and oh my goodness, things to start us off. Alaska finding themselves in the lower bracket.
What a match. What a match. Full best of 3 going the entire way. 8 sins. Who would have thought?
Well, it's what can I say? It's just absolute cinema.
Absolute cinema, gentlemen. And a special welcome to the Icelandic people joining us. We had a lot of fun last time we broadcasted you. We'll see if they can do it again today. They just beat Belfast in a full best of 3. Final map ending 16-19 in their favor on Nuke. What do you think we can look going into this game against CAD?
Well, one thing to be sure about Dusty is that this is not their first time here at Epic Land. I have it on good authority that back in Epic Land 35, they had found themselves here at Kettering. They came in and they ended up winning the entirety of Epic Land 35 with one of our UK's own good old Crifes. Now, it will be interesting to see if Dusty can ride into this match knowing that they are champions to try and find their way over Control-Alt-Defeat.
I do agree. It is a very special story of them, and now we get to see the map picks coming into play. CAD instantly banning Train. We got Dusty with the Mirage ban. First map of Dust 2, followed by a Nuke, which they just won, and we finish on Anubis. What do you think?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is Dusty look like they're picking the Dusty maps.
Oh, so you're taking the bad puns today. Okay,
oh, yeah,
I see
man.
you. I see you. That's kind of my job, but I will pass that on to you any day.
It's all good, man.
Nuke.
Good.
So, they just won an insane map against Belfast, and they're going with that confident pick on Nuke. Do we see this a potential 2-0 or going all the way?
Well, Slorex has brought together many a team before here at Epic Land. He is always good for a couple of interesting games. So my money is on this for it to go a 2-1. I can see them potentially eking out one of these maps.
It's very late here in Kettering. I'm sure everybody is tired. Do you think that can have some sort of effect on the players? You yourself have been to plenty of epics, many endless nights. How does this maybe affect the mental state? You know, we're going into 10 o'clock. Full best of 3. We could be going into midnight. I pray not, for everybody's sake. But as a player, how do you think that affects like the mental state, just tiredness?
So the one thing you need to remember about the Saturday here at Epic Land, it is not a sprint, it is a marathon. You will be playing a lot of Counter-Strike throughout your day. Very important that you get breaks and to take timeouts as well, just to refresh. It will be hopeful for me to say that the players have been doing the same. One thing I do want to note, though, is the Dusty side, a very experienced roster, nonetheless. The same with Control-Alt-Defeat, but I've got it as well on good authority. Thor, on the side of Dusty, has won over £5,000 worth of prize money.
Honestly, that's actually super insane. I was just about to ask you, what key players are we going to be looking out for today? I already said to you before this, we got Vargar, Ravel, and of course you just mentioned Thor. What do these players bring to Dusty?
Well, Thor's definitely got the experience and the LAN winning tenure in his DNA. The side I'm going to take an eye on, though, for Control-Alt-Defeat is Sorex and Z_NAM, himself actually being a Danish player, flying all the way in here from Copenhagen to be here today.
You always got to have a Danish player on your team just to carry you through it, honestly. That's how I see it, at least in your face of games. We'll see if it can carry that over into LAN. And yeah, I mean, obviously we're probably going to have a lot of busy Counter-Strike. So do you see these maps kind of just being very one-sided in their picks, or we're going to go potentially into some OTs? It's a bit tricky.
I think it is a little bit tricky, especially when trying to do a bit of prep work into Control-Alt-Defeat. You know, there's not a whole lot out there in terms of their UKIC results. So it'll be interesting to see how maybe they... I personally see them as underdogs into this, but I'm manifesting a interesting game for us here, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to start things off with Dusty on the CT side. Control-Alt-Defeat starting us off on the Ts. Sorex throwing a cheeky bit of util down towards mid. A lot of the CAD guys into lower B tons.
Yeah, just taking it sneaky here, Control. Don't want to give away absolutely anything. You've got Varga just outside these mid doors, and this flash, which could potentially catch him out. But see how he plays with the smoke.
Varga, though, going to let them all pass. Information gained. He's got the round.
Oh, Sorix!
Oh!
What an insane 180 from him. And Thor, we talked about him in the previous here. Can he step up? He absolutely does, gets the double, but
Goodness
Sorix.
me. Inhuman reactions from Sorix to go into that play.
It was literally a replication of that. It was absolutely beautiful.
Oh, we do love a little name drop here on Epic Land. Thinking back to the old CSGO days. Sorix now in a 1v3 to try and push this out. He is surrounded though, and now he has 3 CTs to find. Panda's going in with he's not gonna guide him. And Dusty picking up their first round here on Dust 2.
I always say it, getting this first pistol round is probably the most important round if you want to start winning a game of Counter-Strike and going further. They didn't get that bomb down, so this conversion should be secured, unless something crazy happens, obviously.
No, we've certainly seen some crazy things this weekend, man. You never know. Full-on Glocks. You win this round versus Dusty, you may just tilt them off the face of the earth. But no, it's certainly looking like to be in Dusty's favour this time around. And a big shout out as well to all our Icelandic fans in the chat. Welcome to you. Thank you and welcome to Epic Land. It's good to have you here.
Well said. That's what makes Epic Land special, especially this one, it being international. It's always nice to see, definitely. Obviously, the UK scene, which is in a bit of a slump at the moment, but seeing this outside talent come in, and especially with VRS points on the line, Epic Land could get spicy. Just as spicy as Ravel here. Ooh. Oh! I eat my own words. Eats a dink straight away. And there's actually no one on this bomb site here to deny the plant. So this is actually very good for Control.
100% they're going to be looking to go for the 5-man retake is Dusty. And Edezen going to get the first kill going in here. They're all going down. Edezen with another one also. And another one from Thor, beautiful. And Edezen gets himself the triple. Nice work from him. And another round going the way of Dusty.
Yeah, no players going down as well, which is actually really good. So they will be carrying these FAMASs over. On a map like Dust 2, would you rather have a FAMAS in this next round, especially when you know you'll be going up against AKs?
I think for this map, Dust 2, I think there's a couple of like mid-range angles you can take towards short or maybe low B apartments where you've got a bit more RPM on the FAMAS, which can play into your favor.
Especially with the new buff as well.
100%, yeah. 100%, man. And Ravi making things interesting, getting dinked on that short position. Benjamin, though, as you rightly pointed out on the AWP, he's going to see if he can find a pick towards long. Let's see what you've got for us, Benjamin. Goes in, has a little swing. Good flashes, but not able to land the shot. Goodness me, that CT just poking things out a little bit there. Still nothing found. Pandas, though, picks one up with the FAMAS. And Sorix now finds himself on the short position just to try and get some positioning from these CTs.
Yeah, you see can just stack towards that short side. We got 3, and then you got Benjamin outside still with that orb. Want to see him get into this round.
I say that though, look at the positioning on Thor. He's made it all the way into T-spawn. So much information gained. He needs to start running to help out on this A-bomb site. Varga, what have you got for us? But he finds them first, not able to convert. Pandas now, the only one anywhere near the site to try and stop this from happening.
Hello, Thor. Well, they expect you towards the long. You've made this wrap all the way around. You've got Benjamin. Does hit the little tag through him. Oh, and he eats a dink straight back. This is very tough. Thor now in 17. It's going to be very tough looking into this, and Benjamin, just snipes
17 HP and a dream for Thor. I think he's going to think better of this and just save the guns, save the utility, concede the round. Even though he had all of that information, made his way all the way into T-spawn. Not able to convert anything with that information. Yeah,
lovely explosive round there from Control. Just taking that short side, catching out Dusty. Varga, we did talk about him. Those are the types of situations we do want to see him in. Only getting one before getting traded. And that means it's 1 round on the board for Control. What side would you prefer? I'd say Dust 2, very much a T-sided map. How many rounds do you think Control would be happy with?
Well, as we know, obviously T-sided advantage is baked into the DNA of the cloverleaf design of Dust 2. You
Beautiful.
naturally get mid as your advantage as a T player, as well as potentially short as well. I would say you're looking maybe 6 to 7 rounds on T side to be comfortable. Anything less than that, you'll really need to have a stellar CT to try and pull things back.
We've got Benjamin already here posted up towards his B site. I want to see this op on the move 24/7. He's going to get smoked off here. Does he decide to stay posted, or are we going to see him just try and take a bit of an advantage somewhere else? He already got his team working towards that Xbox position. Slowing it right down.
Yeah, Ravi just on the other side of this smoke, not looking to push any information here. Maybe looking to do a 1-2 punch with Thor. He goes in looking for information, and he catches focus with his pants down. Onda, though, wants to try and make his way back in, and Sorex has found himself on the A-bomb site, and there's nobody here. Still clearing around. There's no one to be found. Just Pandas able to kill him, though. And that is the advantageous position for Sorex. Lost. T's now looking to try and converge on this bomb site.
Yeah, Sorex just walking out there. He did get one before. He does go down to the player at long. Obviously traded by his team there. This A site will potentially see a bombs go down. Ravel is tempting this smoke, but you do got Benjamin watching that from pit. Now, with Xenan getting that pick on Thor, oh my word, Ravel is just going all in. Opting the USP in that situation. Xenan's ready for it. Varga is still tempted to look into this round.
Wants to try and get that AWP off Benjamin. He's going to fall. Just the T players left. Xenan not looking to play this one at all. Playing very safe on the site. The information's been game. He's just going to be chilling. Goes for the defuse. Doesn't know this player's close. He's going to go down, and CAD find themselves their second round on the board. A good attempt nonetheless from Varga, but just not able to anticipate that player waiting for him on the side.
Yeah, I could almost hear a roar just echo around the halls of Kettering there. That was a beautiful play there, and now we got the score tied 2-2, and you see the impact here on the money of Dusty. And Benjamin, rightfully so, he's got the MAC-10, he's ready to farm.
100%. He's actually ended up selling the AWP in favor of that MAC-10 to try and farm himself some Skrilla.
Some Skrilla.
Dude,
do love some.
Want that dollar. He's going to meet Varga, though, with the scout. Not able to find anything here. You've got to find him soon, though. And he gets taken down. Not able to have any impact into this round. And control the feet, just stomp away. Goodness me.
Yeah, beautiful recovery there. We got 3 rounds in a row. Obviously, a bit of a light buy. You actually see Benjamin. He did pick up that scout. He's obviously chucked that over. He's not going to be carrying that into this round. Obviously, upgrades to the big green. You do love to see that. And now, we do see the tack coming out. So, slowing things right down. What do we think we should see from Dusty here to get back into that game and, stop the momentum before, it gets too crazy?
I think first things first, they've decided obviously to call the timeout, which is a great option just to try and, finish off that momentum that your opposition is finding. I'd be curious, though, to see maybe some sort of a lower B tons kind of play, get some information towards there. I'm seeing a lot of short aggression coming out of Sorex. So potentially, if you're the CTs, maybe try and fight that back into your favor, do some defensive flashes towards short just to try and stop those pushes. But be curious to see how they try and evolve their strategy going into this one.
Yeah, obviously Dust 2 very much spawn base, so that's where all the players are now up there. We've got a little boost formed to see into the crosser middle. Does not prove anything fruitful, as obviously this is the name of the game of Long right here on Dust. And Varga, all right, mate, we see you. Catches focus through the smoke, and now early man advantage, which is what Dusty need.
100% now EDs, and he's got 2 players close on the site, nade out in hand, but the T's are going to think better of it. That defensive smoke working in his favor. Now then, Ravi, a little bit of a spam towards the mid site, not going to find anything there.
Yep, just letting it ride down. Our control, obviously working with a man down now. Pandas does have a good hold of Long, so doesn't have to tell his teammates to worry about that. And once again, you see Control have been trying to work out this short. Varga's actually ready for it now, not playing from Goose. Different angle. And we'll see if they'll be able to catch him out. Whoa, Sorex! Hello!
Another one. Under able to finish that one off for him. Just Pandas now on the site to defend. He wants nothing of it. They know they're in an advantageous position. So you know what? Regroup with your teammates on short and you'll be able to find this just okay. But he doesn't care. He's going straight in and takes out one of their players. Just Benjamin left in a 1v3. This is your time to shine. You've got CTs coming in at all angles, missing the shot. Finally does it, but traded out by Thor. And Dusty are going to find themselves with that round. Goodness me,
wow.
They made that in. Wow.
Yeah, Control really loving this short spot into the A site. We've not really seen them work anywhere else. Obviously, they poke and prod around the B site and middle, but they always end short. How much more can they get away with this?
Well, I can't say too much, but it seems as though Sorex knows he can take that positioning onto short, and he's just going with it.
Yeah, why not abuse it? Especially if they're not holding it. This is free map control for them, and it's more pressure on the CTs.
It's free real estate, man.
Exactly that. Hell yeah.
No, it's good to see, and especially as well, Sorex just doing a couple of one-taps on towards the site as well. We love to see that also.
We want to see more of that, don't we?
Yeah, man, get some like old school CSGO movie making vibe, just the one taps and all of the headshot machine.
Headshot machine.
CAD looking to slow things down this round. They have thrown a couple of players towards long here, and it looks as though Sorex up to his usual tactics on short. Thinking better of it though.
Not a lot of util already. 1 minute 15 into the round for Dusty. One smoke. This is going to be, I mean, Dusty, with it being an aim map, Varger can only get 1.5 pretty much. So 4 on 4, and you got Ravel instantly rotating in towards his mid spot. Can he catch a player? Ooh, hits the leg!
Seems as though Pandas as well wants a little bit of a bite towards short. Trying to find something there. Sorex, though, not going to be ready for it. And Z_Nan looking to try and finish off the mid to B. Maybe try and catch some CTs who have rotated towards A. Ooh, just gets caught out by Zenan on the CT flank. That works out well for him. And Thor now trying to defend on this side. You beautiful headshot from him. And Benjamin as well misses the shot. Try and finish him off now.
Oh,
a couple more missed shots from him.
Benjamin!
It's all falling apart.
Oh!
No scope. Wow!
Can Benjamin only hit the insane shots or what? This guy's getting fed opportunities. Hits the no-scope in the end. My word.
Always the way, man. You always hit the flashy shots, never the easy ones, I always find. Benjamin giving us a nice little 360 no-scope there. But it's not going to be enough to get the round. Dusty finding themselves now a single point in the lead.
I saw Benjamin up, and he wanted to get an AK, maybe a bit of a hero AK, especially in this really weak buy, but decides not to. Decides to stay around the same level of money with the rest of his team. We've seen these pistols do damage. Thor, what can you do for us, Bella? Oh, the timing of the nade and the swing. That's got to hurt.
Definitely a good forward position taken by him to try and deny some of the lower B tons positioning. But Sorex finds a nice little shot with the Deagle. You can never count him out when he's got one of those. Thor looking to just get out of there, knowing Thor. He's getting overrun.
Gotta be careful!
Sorex again through the wall, through the smoke, in the head. This is starting to get interesting now. You find another CT player. You not only have the advantage, all of your players will have guns going into this one. Pandas, he wants nothing to do with it. He's like, right, lads, let's just go back to the site and think about what's going on here. We need to...
Oh, this is on timing.
Oh, yeah.
Sorex!
He's done it again! He's done it again!
Oh,
He's
Sorex!
Done it again! My goodness, 4 kills for Sorex with the Deagle. And Vargas like, what has just happened here?
He has just watched his team die in the kill feed. Nothing you can do. And that round starts, I believe, with Thor. He very much overstayed his welcome there and tested his fate. Okay, welcome to Dust 2, my friends. The Deagle's proven fruitful. My word.
Wow, we are looking at 2017 FaZe Clan with these Deagle buys, making it work. If you're Dusty, I would be livid. How on earth have you let Sorex come up with 4 Deagle kills? He's feeling it this game, man.
Yeah, I hate being critical, but Thor, he very much, you know, You can tell he's feeling it, so I can respect it, but he had multiple chances to get out of lower tons, and then, you know, luck strikes, he gets a shot through the smoke. And yeah, here we go. Yeah, just a long fight. Welcome to Dust 2.
We're still getting over the previous round. We can't.
Yeah,
get over those
I don't
shots.
know.
Yeah.
But then we could just see Pandas focus. Well, he's clearly very focused. He's ready for someone to be here, and Pandas is a headless chicken running through that smoke. Poor guy. Ooh, a lot of missed snipes.
A bit shaky from Thor. Not able to find any damage here. He doesn't find one as well on a headshot, and another one. Goodness me, he's looking to right back to Sorex and say, hey, I can use a deagle too. Look at me. Not able to get the round though, and Control Alt Defeat find themselves 5 rounds on the board.
Yeah, the Deagle's going crazy this game. I mean, I'm just saying, the scoped guns, the scouts and the AWPs, what's going on with that? We got a lot of missed shots coming in, maybe just the nerves and the mental fatigue maybe setting in on the players. It's obviously very late in the day.
If I'm Sorex at this point, I'd just leave the AK-47 and smoke.
Just use the Deagle.
Get rid of it, yeah, man. If it works, it works. What can I say? Oh, look at this, though. He's found himself pushed up with his teammate towards mid. A fast CT play. Not going to work, though, and the Dusty side getting cleaned up.
Yeah, farming that KD, getting those stats up. We always love that. We always aim for that. And here's the Magic 6 that you did talk about for Control to get on this T side. Yeah. They will be happy with this. Anything more would just be a bonus, making that CT side a lot easier. And just like that, Tack coming in, Dusty know just how important this round is to get back in this game.
Yep, it's not going to be easy for them, though, because they are lacking a little bit of money to try and get a fully rounded set of util. So it's going to be very difficult for them to try and hold on to this round and maybe giving Control Alt Defeat their 7th round into this game. Will definitely set them up for success as we go into the second half.
Yeah, that CT side economy is always a pain. I mean, when you win a round and then lose a round, you're basically just resetting your loss bonus. They're sitting at around 2,900 right now. It's just a pain. You see they've got 2 rounds and then they lose 3. It breaks them both physically and mentally and economically. And they've got to work with scraps. Thor, only a molly in a smoke, who's going to be taking that towards long, I do believe. And ooh, we got 4 towards long. So this is a bit of aggression that we did talk about on the CT side we want to see. Benjamin, we've been critical. Does get mollied off, so no chance there. How did the CTs decide to play with this long?
Dusty decided, you know what, we want long and we're going to take it. 4 players towards there and then rotating 2 of them off again. Ravi playing a very nice little spot here on top of the box. Ooh. I like this spot here. I wonder what we can get with this. I wouldn't clear this if I was a T. I think my boy's been watching a lot of Not Out Here videos. We love this. But the flash completely denies his chances. Ravi. Oh, that stings, man. Control Defeat picking up these players just Eddies and left to try and finish things off. Finds one, though. He's not going to go down without a fight. A couple more players trying to pick up on his health. Onda finishes him off and Control Alt Defeat. 7th round on the board. And as we said, potentially the underdogs going into this one. So definitely good to see them picking up the advantage going into this series. This is going to give them the confidence they need to potentially make the magic happen.
I smell a nice tasty BO3, but in that specific round, just complete capitulation. The spacing and the way they trade Control, something beautiful to see. Obviously, they've had quite a bit of a break from their best of 3. Dusty just coming off theirs. Mentally, he's got to be really straining on them.
Yeah, maybe
got to get this last round.
Maybe a bit of fatigue coming out, like you said, just coming fresh off those. Thor, he's not messing around, goes straight up towards short and finds Sorex. And Thor again with the FAMAS. He is doing a lot of work with this French weapon.
Oh,
and Ravi finds one in the smoke. Varga now on the site on his own. Needs to try and find this player or else they're going to get it. Oh.
Can't hit the head. All right, he cleans it up. That's cool. Xenan now in the clutch. Look at him. He's 17 and 6. We don't touch upon that. This guy's having an absolute banger of the first half. If there's going to be anyone in the clutch and to succeed, you'd want him.
100%, man. He has definitely thrown under the radar in this game, quietly carrying the side for Control Alt Defeat. But CTs now find themselves with the bomb, and Xenan having to go through a very tight angle to have any chance. The crossfire may be just too strong here.
This is going to come down to timing. How can Xenon pick these fights one by one? It was always going to be tough. 7-5 the first half. Not bad. Not bad for Dusty. Control obviously pretty happy with 7. It's a little close. So honestly, Dusty moving over onto this T side. If they win the pistol, that's basically the game tied up.
Yep.
And we've got a banger.
Definitely turning out to be a banger, especially with Sorex with those Deagle kills. Just crisp, clean lock,
Oh, those are
boys.
beautiful. Oh, we could get those on replay any day, man. That was beautiful. Oh, we got a tech pause coming in. Dusty have had a lot of tech pauses today. In that Belfast game, I'm pretty sure they had 3 or 4 that had back-to-back-to-back. So that's got to be a pain. Obviously, you've had a lot of epics. Have you had a lot of PC problems, and how did that affect you, potentially?
We've had a lot of things that can potentially cause tech pauses. We've had, audio stuff. One of the things I've always tried to recommend for people if they're coming to their first BIOC or to Epic Land, try and avoid wireless peripherals if you can, especially headsets. They can get rather crackly and microphones can cut out. Mice as well, especially if they are not tournament ready, sort of like wireless kits, you may find a bit stuttering and some inconsistencies, especially when there are lots of other users in the LAN hall with those kind of mice, so maybe avoid those. For Dusty, however, can't really comment on what the technical issue is there.
Yeah, of course. Would you bring spares? Is that a thing you do in LANs? Like you'd bring backup mice, backup keyboards, or is that like a bit too...
Well, I do take a backup mice.
Okay.
Always, because you never know.
Same brand, I presume, of what you already use.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
if you're familiar with a Zowie or a Logitech G Pro, you take a carbon copy, changing shape mid-game or even like mid-series can really change up your muscle memory and your flow. So always good to keep a second copy. Never mind that, though. We're going straight back into the action, ladies and gentlemen, here on this pistol round. Dusty to try and find themselves their opening T round. And a bit of aggression coming out from Onder.
What?
Yeah, just takes 4, cleans off, and goes back into the site. Wow.
That's got to hurt for Thor. He was clearly behind there, but he's the one who gets the bullet to the head. Edison does reply, though, makes up for Thor. Benjamin, he actually decides to push into the B tons there. Catches the entire team of Dusty, so he goes down in that B site. Notably hard to retake. How do Control get back in this round?
Well, Plant going down. Now this is Focus's chance to land a couple of frags. Knows the Plant is close. Not able to pick him up, though. And Pandas goes down a 3v2. Z_Nan trying to find some kills. Not going to happen. That B bomb site just too difficult to retake on that occasion. And Dusty now get a potential chance for them to equalize. This is their gun round and their advantage heading into this. We have the chance to tie things up.
But those Deagles, Mr. Tyler, those Deagles, we can never count it out. I feel like I've casted so many rounds where I just say, this will happen, and I say that with absolute certainty, and then the players just make me eat my own words. Only 2 Deagles, but then again, I can't say that. Under could just have an insane pop-off round. And here we go, they're running down mid. And, okay, well, here I am bigging up the pistols, and then, well, okay, cool. You see, this is what I mean, the complete opposite of what I say happens.
Well, you know what the problem is? Sorex, still on the USPS, didn't have a Deagle in hand, not able to make it work, and, Control-Alt-Defeat just completely Control-Alt-defeated in that one. Goodness me.
I like that one.
Hey.
I like that one. I do like that one. The score,
smooth.
Nice. The score now tied. Going into this next round, I was going to say this at the start of the pistol round. Who do we need to look at on both sides? We got Focus 3-11, Benjamin 5-8. The Olper, very slow starts at the game for them. Honestly, Dusty, they're pretty even. So for Control, if they want to close out this game, we've got to start looking at Focus and Benjamin to start stepping up.
Definitely, it won't take much for them to have a couple of kills, maybe out of a bit more impact into these games. Benjamin's, well, like you said, it's their AWPer. They're still running 5 rifles on this occasion, so maybe this is the change of pace he needs to try and find his way into this game. Ravi, though, pushing himself up towards short, taken down by Z_Nan. He is going to defend the short site very well, but there's 3 players waiting for him on the other side.
Up.
And wow.
Yeah, just bodies flying everywhere. Xenon with the double and Benjamin getting another. So if the option doesn't work out, just pick up the M4. Everything is swell. Sorix adding 1 to the kill feed as well. And now with all eyes on Edison to achieve the impossible.
Well, we were just saying how a 5-rifle setup for the CTs on Control Alt Defeat may just be the thing they needed to try and change their pace and win them around, and it is him. I don't want to count him out just yet. He's still got a lot ahead of him. There is still a chance. But Benjamin able to pick him up. Lovely stuff from him.
And I hear some screams there. They're very happy about that. Not a lot of util into the round, so that was just purely on the aim, and they beat Dusty on that. Obviously, they built up some economy here, so Dusty won't really feel the pain just yet. But they will if they lose this round, so Control definitely got to work with it. And Dusty, straight on that timeout. I'm loving these tacks. I felt like last time I casted Dusty or just some other teams, no use of the tacks. They're there for a reason. Use it to stop the momentum teams building up. Do you like to use tacks when you used to play Epic? Just maybe as like a little bit of a troll, slow down and get in the heads of your enemy?
Well, if you found yourself very far ahead into a game, if you're on match point, a great little way just to add a bit of insult to injury, a bit of salt in the wound, is just to call a timeout when you're on match point against a team who have no chance of coming back. It's very, very mean, though. You have to save it for occasions. But we found as well, Alaska versus Belfast Storm, they were getting wrecked on Ancient, and they weren't really calling out the timeouts.
I guess it's based on a team-to-team thing, whether they like to call tacks or not. I personally would prefer it. Let's see if that tack really did anything as the T's decide, let's just run it up long here. So they get early control. Edison tests his fate. Sorix through the smoke. Keeps popping off round after round. And Dusty have to work with a man down.
Sorix now trying to really put himself into this game, looking for another one. Thor going to take his head clean off, but look at the response from Control Alt Defeat. They have taken all of B,
wow, that's
and
good.
Onda is going to run his way back towards the A site. Varga, though, left in a forward position, maybe to find one of these CTs overextending.
He's sandwiched.
Ooh, focus, he sees the head. No, information gained for Dusty.
He goes back.
Wait, look at this. They're going all the way back to B, and now
Benjamin's
got to try and find it. Oh, first player doesn't clear him. He's got 2 more to find.
Benjamin!
From Benjamin! You said he's an AWPer. He's a rifler. Look at him go, making it work for Control Alt Defeat. And that is Dusty. Done and dusted for this round.
Beautiful. Varga, as we said, we cannot count him out, but that's got to hurt for Dusty. Benjamin lining them up. Just stick to the AK, buddy. You're clearly working favors with that. Varga's got only 29 seconds roughly to work with. Bomb not in his hands. Can we see a little quad kill from Benjamin? Under is here on the angle. He closes him out. Whew! Money broke on Dusty.
Gotta hand it to Benjamin, man. That was a stellar hold into the B tons there. Doesn't get cleared by the first guy and lands up the next 2 back to back. Beautiful stuff from him. Now looking to try and repeat some of that success on the AWP. Be curious, though, to see where he takes this, though. So let's keep an eye on him for just a second and see where he ends up.
I think it's also really important to talk about just how well Control have been taking map control away from Dusty. That round is because of their aggression and their confidence to take that B tons and short. So they're very well timed, they're very well coordinated, and they get rewarded with that.
Yep, you saw the immediate response from Control Alt Defeat to take and push into B when they saw aggression coming out from the teams, and that was able to give them the round. Focus finds himself with the triple.
Not said a lot about him, just triples his kills in this round alone.
Doubles his kills.
3?
Oh. No, he was on 3.
This is why I don't do math. This is why I don't.
That's fine, man.
That's why I'm yapping about Counter-Strike, because I can't do math, you know?
I needed a tutor to get me through GCSE level.
Really? Me too.
Yeah, man. High five.
Yes, sir. Control, getting double digits on the scoreline. 3 rounds away from winning this map out. And Dusty, very slow start on this T side despite getting that pistol. This is where we're going to have to see some magic from them. Working with about $4,000. Panda's having to concede and get that Galil out. We need to see something explosive out of them. Having no util, you gotta use the element of surprise in my opinion.
Yes, but the thing you need to rely on, though, is your spawns, and Dusty do not have any B spawns to try and go for a fast play towards it. Instead, they're going towards long. Maybe you're going to look to full send. The Molotovs and the nades going to stop them right in their tracks, and a smoke to boot. Sorry, guys.
And
A-Long
does.
is closed, but as I say that,
Focus.
he does it again. Finds two through the smoke. Stellar stuff from him, putting himself on the board.
Yeah, his name remaining on the tip of our tongue, lighting up the server once again. And Dusty, what do you do? These last three remaining players, they're getting surrounded from all sides. Focus deciding to push through the long, gets another. And now Olin Varga, once again, he's been left alone so many times. I don't think he's got the 17 HP. He does have a minute to work with.
Minute to work with, but like you said, 17 HP not playing into his favor. Going to try and slowly creep up towards the A side.
Sorex.
And Sorex goes for the wide swing, takes him down. Control-Alt-Defeat poised to potentially run away with this one, even though Dusty, they are on perceivably the more advantageous side.
Defeat in their name, but they can only win. Absolutely fantastic from them. 4 rounds in a row, very close to being on fire. And once again, we're going to have to see the pistols come out. Ravel, obviously, it's Dust too. Why not pick up a scout? It's going to work in some way or the other.
Ravi
oh, there's a force. They have to force, honestly. You're not wrong. You're so close to losing. You got to try something.
100%. Like you said before the game, Ravi, one of the players to look out for in this game. He seems to be rather quiet at the minute. Yeah. He's been tiptoeing, silent like a mouse. It's time to get loud. It's time to get aggressive with this Deagle. See what he can find with it for us.
Attack through the smoke. That's a good start. And they're running it up short. No one here to stop them. But Onder has pushed long.
Yep,
this is beautiful.
This,
good info.
A full-on flank for Onder. Information gained, and the T's are sandwiched in. Onder finding the first. Sorex now to try and hold it off on short. Nice little position from him to go through. And Sorex, lovely bit of team play from his teammates there to give him the nade and get him the kill. And Focus now going up towards mid, gets himself taken down.
Okay. There you go, Benjamin, lighting it up with the AWP. We've been waiting for a little while. We had to wait till round 19 before we get to see a little AWP kill, but, you know, it's fine. Don't worry. And Zenan,
that's a very treacherous little boost he did there. Able to make it work, though, with the help of his teammate there.
Dusty very much caged in that round. You were talking about Ravel there being like a mice. It was practically all of them. They were all caged in towards that short position. This CT side has done an excellent job of taking map control away and isolating Dusty into going into the positions that they're ready for. So this has been an absolute masterclass.
100% absolute cinema from Control-Alt-Defeat. They're now on match point for this first game, and they have the utility to try and hold off these T's. Varga as well left with a scout. He's feeling a little bit worse for where I would prefer to have an AWP. And I've got to talk about my man Zenan. He's on 21 kills. He's been killing it, man.
He absolutely has, but Thor does have something to say about this in this round. Does get traded out by Onder. The money built up from Control means they're very secure, but hello, Ravel. We've not said your name a lot. This would be a very good round to put you on the board. Panda's chiming in as well. And
just Onder now
Onder
left in the 1v3. Ravi making himself known. Lovely little entries towards short there, giving Dusty a flicker of light back into today's game.
Well done. I've seen this before. Do we maybe see a real comeback, or are we going to get the fake one?
I'm looking at the money on Control-Alt-Defeat. They've definitely got enough.
Benjamin's been cooking.
Yeah, Benjamin's been taking a little trip down to HSBC, nearly 10 Gs in the pocket. So Control-Alt-Defeat going to be able to find themselves with a tidy buy for the next round. Not too worried about that in the slightest. Dusty, though, again, their money looking still a little bit fragile. Still going to be able to get most of the AKs and utility they're going to need to.
Yeah, Varga can drop one over if need be, so the other players can buy the utility needed. Well then, 4 rounds then stand in between potential overtime. Would you like to see an overtime?
I would actually.
I'm sure everyone from Iceland would love to see an overtime too. So
100%, man.
Let's see. Oh, go on.
I was just going to say, like, if they can bring this back to an overtime and potentially rattle the minds of Control-Alt-Defeat, take it in an overtime, that'd be a great thing to see.
Well, the players obviously will be playing into the night if that is the case. And yeah, Control just keeping up with what they've been doing before. They got that long. And they're funneling it over Dusty into that mid position. Benjamin with the orb chiming in once again. Benjamin!
With the triple, lovely stuff from
There
him.
you are.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Takes a forward position on short. First we'd seen him do it. Dusty not ready for it at all, and now they are staring down the barrel of control or defeat on this first map. Now it's just Thor to answer back onto Benjamin. He's like, all right, buddy, I see you. And now I'm just going to finish you off here and then. But still 4 players to find for Dusty if they have any hope of going back into this game. What do you think they need to do now to try and reset things?
You got Thor and Edison both top of the leaderboard for their team. They need to group up here. We could see some sort of miraculous play, and Thor is beginning to do that, deciding to take his round into his own hands, walking out alone onto B, but Focus is there and waiting. Edison, my friend, this does not look good for you, my friend, but does get one before he goes down. And Control, Alt, Defeat, pick up map number 1. What a textbook performance from them. What did you think, Tyler?
I did not expect Control Alt Defeat to pick up that first game. Not going to lie to you, Dusty definitely looking like the more favoured side for today's game, but Control Alt Defeat answer right back and set themselves up for a potential upset here today. First map under your belt, you now have the advantage. You can either go into the next map, and if you lose it, fine, you get another chance going into that third map. So great stuff from them to take that first map here.
Who would you say your quote-unquote MVP was for that side of Control?
Oh, it's gotta be Sorex.
Oh, those
lovely
Deagles really
shot, just man, makes it look so easy.
I
Stuff from
yeah,
him.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, Xenon also, we have to agree as well. He kind of went really under the radar, but every single round he was picking 1 or 2 kills, kind of just basically guiding his team towards that victory. You got to wonder for Dusty. They've had such a long day of Counter-Strike. They just came out of a BO3 with 1 overtime as well towards the end there. Do you think that's potentially just seeped its way into this game?
Yeah, match fatigue definitely looking like a potential factor in today's BO3. So it'll be interesting to see if Dusty can find their footing again. Take a couple of minutes just to reset and recuperate and come back in swinging for game number 2.
Well, to the Icelandic fans watching, we're going to have to hear you in the chat a bit more if you want your boys to potentially get this to a map number 3 on Anubis. And with that, we'll take it to a short break to see if these players can get us to a nice cheeky BO3. We'll see you there.
Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back soon.
Take back control. Nothing to obey. We're tearing down the old way. Can't they see our souls are one? Path to the sun has begun. Don't ever be afraid. Forever our fates are made. Everywhere there's Saturdays. We have future here to stay. I'm peeling back the skin from the person I've been. Don't wanna be tied down, can you see the light? Throw your face to the stars, far away with the scars. It's written in the cards, this is my reality. This is my reality. This is my reality. I feel like the skin. I'm not the person I've been. We're heavy hitters, we deliver, yeah.
Never stop gaming. that proves you can't expect nothing but truth. I just be bumbling on you. I can't find the words to say what I want to. What we got is brand new. So we gon' take our time, yeah. Got a lot we've been through. Bumbling on you. I can't find the words to say what I want to. What we got is brand new. So we gon' take our time, yeah. Got a lot we've been through.
Hey, she know that she got it, but she too humble to brag. Drop the ball on occasion, but never fumble the bag. She get up early and often, she gotta work for the man. While all these Instagram get paid to twerk on the gram. No offense, smoke a little bit to get her mind right. Never really yearn for the limelight. Spend a couple hundred for a cheap thrill. Wasn't really worth it in hindsight. Follow you, baby, why don't you show me the way? I know the one when I see her, I ain't gon' throw it away.
Bumbling on you. I can't find the words to say what I want to. What we got is brand new. So we gon' take our time, yeah. Got a lot we've been through. Bumbling on you. I can't find the words to say what I want to. What we got is brand new. So we gon' take our time, yeah. Got a lot we've been through.
Everywhere there's Saturdays, we have future here to stay. I'm peeling back the skin from the person I've been. Don't wanna be tied down, can you see the light? Throw your face to the stars, far away with no scars. It's written in my cards, this is my reality. This is my reality. This is my reality. I feel like the skin, I'm not the person I've been. We're heavy hitters, we deliver, yeah.
Never stop gaming.
Hello, Over Pocket.
Hello and welcome back. Just like that, the break is over. Time is flying by. Just like that, Dust 2. 13-8 to CAD. Mr. Control Alt Defeat. And we move on to Nuke, it being Dusty's pick. Can we see a resurgence from the Icelandic squad?
Yep, definitely. Even though they've had a little bit of map fatigue, a lot of games being played today, I still think being comfortable on their map pick, they should be able to close this one out. But you can't call out Control Alt Defeat. They have come into this series swinging, and we have been seeing some great stuff coming out of Sorex and Benjamin to try and get them that first map to really help them cement their place in this series. Now, it's worth noting as well, Control Alt Defeat, they managed to beat Antarctica, a very strong up-and-coming team who we were hoping to see in the quarterfinals.
A lot of
here
people
at Epic.
predicting them to go very far, weren't
Yeah.
they? Yeah, it's crazy. A lot of upsets. Obviously, 8 sins with Alaska. We got to remember, winner of this game does play them tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., so the stakes are high.
100%. Yeah, if I was the winning team, knowing you have to face Alaska tomorrow is going to be a very tall order because they are poised to potentially win this whole thing. But nonetheless, today's game still Control Alt Defeat versus the Dusty side. A lot of...
It's been a long day, bro. It's been a long day. I wouldn't worry too much. But obviously, if we start dissecting some certain players, who do we need to see a bit of an activation from on Dusty? We talked about Varger. The amount of clutches this man was in, 1v3s, 1v4s, he would just get isolated. I think that game was run from CAD because every single person stepped up. Focus was like 3 and 10. He was kind of just at the bottom of the leaderboard, just kind of having a good time. Next thing you know, shooting up to the top. That's what Dusty need. We need to see every single individual stepping up.
We were seeing a good spread of kills from the Dusty side. No particular player standing out nonetheless. I'd say Ravi and Varga, it's their time really to try and step up to the occasion here. But nonetheless, be interested to see what we get into this next map. And I've got to hand it, a lot of Icelandic fans in the chat. We're seeing your support, and we're loving it. Cheering on for Dusty. So if you want them to win, make sure you get yourselves loud and proud in the chat for us, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we do want to see a little bit of a competition in the chat. You know what I mean. So make sure we keep it, civil, but it's going to be very exciting.
Yep. 100%, man, and that's enough yapping from me.
We love yapping.
And we're going to be getting into this game, and I believe we're going to be starting off with Control or Defeat on the CT side.
Dusty's pick, so they will be on the T side. Opting for something pretty quick here. As you can see, they're going to commit to this ramp push. Bomb is going to be the one leading in. So Onder eats a dink. Maybe he should have hit. We wanted him to hit something there for Control, but that was just a ruse. They actually opted back, and this is the real hit. It will be on this A bomb site, but Focus is here, instantly traded. Zork's climbing up the vent. We're on a 2-on-2.
Down as well, goodness me. And Benjamin is like, oh, hang on, they're not going ramp. Let's go into lobby and try and clear out this A player. Not able to find Pandas, and just on the left in a 2v1. He's low HP. Let's see what he can find for us. Not able to find anything, and Dusty picking up their first round, going in strong into this game. You said as well about the T side being their preferred pick for this map, so maybe they've got a little bit of an ace up their sleeve. Normally, if I was to go on Nuke, I want to start CT, always naturally the more favourable side, but maybe they've been cooking up some strats ready for us on today's game.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're just trying to get that less favored side just done and out of the way. You know, securing 4 to 5 rounds is what you'd want to see on this T side, but despite losing that round, Control or Defeat, look at this heavy investment on these MP9s. They're going to try and get right in the face of Dusty, but fully invested into these rifles. Only Ravel really here and waiting to maybe potentially do something with this MP9, but they're actually taking it quite easy. They will have to keep an eye on Under on this boost, though.
Yeah, I like the fact they're using Ravi as well to try and gain information with the MAC-10, sorry, but he's going to find his head a little bit sore now after taking some of that damage. Benjamin, though, wants to answer straight back and gets traded by Pandas. Nips that one in the bud, and still a relatively quiet side from Dusty, looking to just square up on their opposition.
Yeah, they're going to have to take this slow. You obviously got Ravel quite low, so you're going to want to send him first wherever you're going to go. But Control just opting to stick with their positions. You do have Focus towards Secret right now, who's just going to be clearing out outside. And just at the right time, however, he will be facing a little bit of an entourage here of Dusty. How many people can he bring down?
I like this position from Focus. Finds himself near the red box. Catching the timing. Goes for the first and able to nearly get the second. Nice stuff from him, getting that player down to low HP. Ravi finding himself a little bit worse for wear. Xenan going to get run over. The bomb site goes to Dusty. And just on the left, not able to find anything. What a round from them. Goodness me.
Control were actually pretty well set up there for that take. But you see, they snuck out hot, and the player towards top was actually looking towards Mini there, and just like that, instant capitulation. That was very crucial. It was looking really bad for Dusty, but securing 2, perfect. And because of that heavy investment, look at what it's done. Very risky, high risk, high reward, and they're suffering.
But as we know from Control or Defeat, we know when they've got the Deagles out, we're in for a fun time, ladies and gentlemen. So let's kick it off and see what Sorex and the boys have got to offer. Double nades coming out from Dusty to try and clear out the ramp position. Onda finds his head taken clean off. Thor looking to give out some free haircuts. Benjamin, though, plays the ROPS angle. Gets cleared as well. Thor ready for it. Sees it from a mile off. These pistols having no impact in this round today.
Well, we still have 2 Deagles up, so don't count them out just yet. Never mind. Focus is, you know, making us look bad, but that's okay.
No. How's your Deagles today? Not looking very good, it would seem. And just Xenan left, not able to find anything. And just like that, the double dip from Control Alt Defeat not paying dividends, and now they find themselves into their gun round with a very lacking side of util. Benjamin, though, he's been savvy enough to save himself an AWP, but I'm not seeing any. Yeah, he's got some head armor. No head armor from him actually.
There's no kits being bought into here, so they're very much confident that they'll be able to win this just based on their util and their positioning. But let's see what they have to offer. We've got Benjamin who's going for the mini peek, gets instantly flashed. Beautiful from Thor's and Pandas. Whoa! Look at Thor lighting up the server. This is what we've been waiting to see from him. It's been a little while, but he's been slowly cooking in the oven, and now he strikes.
The man on a rampage from Reykjavik. We love to see that from Thor, opening us up into this game. And the gun round for Control Alt Defeat not going in their favor. They may just have to save this one unless they can find themselves an early pick in here.
Yeah, I mean, they could potentially look into this. Thor is obviously on one, but he is 15 HP. It looks like they are going to be creeping around here. They are interested. That Molly, though, does deny it. I mean, Under's got to go. I don't even know why they're even bothering looking into this. This is a bit silly, especially with CT side economy. Get out of there, turn tail and run. There you go. They were listening to us.
It's a futile attempt to try to defuse this bomb at this point. Just go save your guns, boys, and come back in the next one. Control Alt Defeat, not able to get it done on this occasion. And I know we were saying earlier about no kits at all from the CT side. I know, especially with kits, I know what they're thinking. You're better off spending it at the bar.
There it is! I know you've been saving that all day. I wanted to let you little cook with that one. That's beautiful. And
I've been waiting all day for that.
Corey, the observer, will be very happy with this. We got a Max 7 coming out in this next round, but with the TAC coming out, I was going to say, they did lose map 1 quite convincingly, Dusty. Losing probably, what, like 6 or 7 rounds in a row on that, you know, towards the end of that half. They've clearly bounced back into this. So what do you think their discussions were after that game to, you know, mentally get back into this one?
Well, we knew from the previous game that Dusty were faltering on their T side on Dust 2. Normally the favoured side on that map. So maybe they've decided to say to themselves, well, guys, you know what? We're the more experienced team. We are going to purposefully play from a disadvantage on the T side on Nuke. If we can make this work, the map is ours. And that's exactly the statement they're trying to make into this game. I want to keep an eye on Xenan, though, because he's got the Swag 7. So I wonder what kind of mischievous fun he's going to get up to today.
Get up in the faces of Dusty, I would hope. I want to see some spicy stuff with this shotgun. Obviously, a nice little bonus if you get a nice kill with that. So we'll see if he will be effective with that. But we do have Dusty walking it out outside. Not really anybody here. We do actually have Focus. He's still sat towards CT, potentially waiting for something there. But Under, you're going to see he's preemptively down here.
4 players to try and defend for Onda. Be interested to see what he can find here. Still playing it defensive and just letting the T's walk up in on him. Not going to get cleared. And finds 2 from Onda with the 3! Pistol. Finds himself the triple. And a lovely job from him. Xenan swaps out his Mag 7 for an AK-47. And Thor just left against Focus.
Okay.
Okay, Thor. See what you got for us.
Oh! Thor, the god of lightning, has struck down on the server. The screams from the halls of Kettering in this epic land scream out. 5 rounds in a row, they're on fire.
What a round from Thor to try and make this interesting. Both CT players in the flames going out, and Thor lines them up like they are stars in the sky. We love to see it. The hammer coming down for him. Beautiful stuff.
Mystical stuff, legendary stuff, some would say, written down in the halls of legends. That's what we needed to see from Thor. Can we see more of that? But Control, trying to cut that energy straight away. Benjamin with that ult, invested. Does get the first. I'm out of breath after that. And Edison, you're turning on your own team. What's going on?
And Onda finds himself toast. Focus as well. Nice little 1-2 from him to finish this off. We are going back to back with these lovely little rounds. I am on my feet now. We've actually just left our chairs and decided, you know what? This is a standing
We don't
up
need
game.
them.
Yeah, man.
Get out of here. My word. You'd think from the energy from that last round, Control would be a little bit, you know, shell-shocked, but instantly on the reply there, they go into the lobby crunch, shutting down Dusty. And just like that, they're back on the board now. 5 rounds on this T side for Dusty. He'll be pretty happy with that, but I know this won't be the end.
No, definitely not. Like I said, us jumping out of our chairs. I've got to hand it, though. They are some very nice chairs. Courtesy of Noble Chairs, one of the partners here at Noble Chairs.
No, they're not.
No, they're not. Okay.
You did this before, Tyler. It's okay. It's late. It's fine. We have fun here. We do have fun. That's the main thing. We have fun.
Exactly, man. It's all good. Who cares what chairs they are? We're going to get ourselves into the next round. And we've got a lobby crunch. Oh, no lobby crunch for the CTs there. They're just going to get themselves heading out towards short. And Z_Nan should make a 4 position inside of this hut here.
All right, let's calm it down. I feel like these last 2 rounds have been hectic. My lungs have definitely given out.
Let's take a moment just to chill.
Everyone breathe. And breathe out. All right, I'm much more mellow.
I'm feeling very zen.
Yes, I'm very zen. But Dusty, clearly, they want to pick it up once again. And you see, Control, they want to go back with this aggression that worked last round, but Dusty, much more vigilant in this round, this case. And now, we've got a bit of a man advantage now for Dusty. How do they decide to work with it? Running it down that bomb site, that lower bomb site. Sorix falls, and this should just be the save.
Definitely, man. Seems as though Dusty able to bounce right back after losing that round to Control defeat. And yeah, let's just play a bit more of a chill one here for Dusty.
Yeah, let's slow it right back down. It looks like they really wanted to go for that outside play there, Dusty, whilst Control was very much inside towards that lobby. So very well called, because obviously they were on the other side there. So that's another round back on the board. Will we see maybe another streak, or will we see a bit of back and forth action now?
I'm not seeing a lot of money on the Control defeat side, so it will be interesting to see what kind of a defense they can put up with the lack of money. Nonetheless, though, Dusty still in a very, very favorable spot. 6 rounds on the board from their T side.
Beautiful.
I'd be loving life right now if I was Dusty. They've set them up for a great chance for this next half.
Edison, trying to find something. Can he get... Ooh, that would have been huge if he brings down Z_Nan. That's 1 less AK to work with. So they've got around 3,000 bucks. Only Under, who's around 2K. Full commitment comes in. Obviously, a drop can come in. Benjamin staying with that AWP. All right, so things looked a little bit rough, but that gun being saved is the game changer.
Yeah, man. And Benjamin, 2 and 5 at the minute, as well as Sorix, the man of the match from yesterday with those Deagle kills. But be interesting to see what kind of an impact they can have into this round. They've got to try and fight back before Dusty find themselves running away with this game.
Edison with the Mac 10. Here we go. Thor replicating his performance on the A side. He's killing his teammate and Sorix. He doesn't care who's in his way. He will shoot them and get them out of the server. 3 versus 2 once again, but Under through the flames. Thor with the instant reply. 3 kills already in this round. Focus alone. 1 versus 2.
Blink and you miss it, ladies and gentlemen. So much back and forth happening in this map. We find ourselves 1 versus 2, like you said, and just focus now to try and find his way back into this game. Look at Thor, though. He's on the sneak from behind. Going to try and find his way behind this player. Is he going to be cleared, though? And look at this. He's coming for him. Oh, Thor, you're in a lovely position. What are you going to do here? Waits for the drop down and then finds this moment to strike and
Absolute
focus.
Cinema.
Focus is thinking, where the hell has he come from? Thor picking it up from the sky, and Dusty back in again, 1-7 to them.
That's great micro decisions from Thor. He gets those entries and instantly begins his flank round, and that's how you win those rounds. Perfect timing on that player sticking the defuse. And 7-1, Brazil.
That is not just a round, that is a round from an Epic Land 30, where is it here? Epic Land 35 champion is Thor. That winning mentality front and center on that previous round.
He had an absolute blinder as well earlier in the day on Nuke, and we're seeing that once again. 13-4 in 9 rounds. I mean, this guy killing his teammates as well. He doesn't care who's in his way.
No, definitely looking to try and bring the hammer down on Control defeat. We'll be interested to see if this aggression picks up, though. A lot of defensive util being used by Control defeat to try and hold off these T's, but Ravi finds himself deep into hut. So whether or not Z_Nan's going to go looking for him now.
Here we go. Oh, the MP9 is just so silly. The fact he just gets that is insane. Pandas does equal the numbers once again. As the outside smokes do come in. That ooh, they're testing their luck. Benjamin does miss maybe an easy shot. And ups to one. So Varger, what a shot from Benjamin. This guy, I just don't understand. He just misses the easy ones and just hits the absolute blinders. Puts it back into the equal numbers, 3 versus 3. Edison is low. We have 2 players towards this lower bomb site. But look, Thor is out towards heaven.
Well,
This guy is everywhere!
Xenan coming up the ladder. He's not even ready for it. And the T's looking to get themselves onto a Thor again.
Oh, wait,
coming
Benjamin!
in from nowhere.
Oi, oi, oi. What a nightmare to be on this server. If you're on Control Defeat and Thor's in the server, I'd just be having just consistent nightmares about this guy. He's everywhere.
He's literally living rent-free on the server and in your head. Where is he going to be next?
Ooh.
We have the radar and we have the map, but not even we know where
We
he's
can
gonna
barely
go.
keep up with him. We're watching it, and this guy is zooming from left to right, up and down. We cannot keep up with him. Honestly, what an absolute MVP-worthy performance of him. And this is the type of stuff that will get us to a map 3, unless Xenan gets us a little Max 7 ace.
Definitely, man.
I wish. I'm going to lose it all. Oh. Okay. Little lobby push here from Ram. And Benjamin testing his luck, trying to trade his teammate. Goes through that smoke and falls. And you see Sorix and Focus instantly on the hunt to try and make amends for the players that have fallen. Sorix is already down here towards double Squeaky. Is he going to open it? He does.
Yep, Sorix now not able to find anything as these T's rampage down towards B. They've got this side, but Sorix answers right back.
Sorix!
He does it again, just pandas down the 1v2, and no! Control Alt Defeat answer right back. Lovely stuff from then. Sorix with the 3-piece. Beautiful, beautiful round.
Yeah, the fact Dusty have gotten 8 rounds on this T side has gotten completely out of hand. Control need these last 2 rounds, and Sorix, you're doing an excellent job to make that happen. Obviously, the economy of Dusty pretty much, I was going to say built up, but, you know, a lot of casualties in these rounds 1 means that they're honestly not looking the best in these next 2 rounds. But then again, we'll just watch Storm just run it into B side in 10 seconds. This guy is
remember
insane.
as well, Dusty have been winning these matches, so their loss bonus isn't very high, hence why they find themselves with a little bit of lacking money. But interesting to see what they can get up to this time around. Now, Ravi setting up a nice little Molotov, maybe towards the hut position. And a couple of players now heading outside as well.
They like to go outside, which I guess some CS players maybe need to do a bit more, I would say. That's maybe a slight dig at the entire player base, so I do apologize there. But
man, you are looking to make some enemies.
It's late night, man. Hey, I'm allowed to. It's late night. Benjamin gets the opener. Who cares? Go outside, have that. And now, well, they went from outside and they're back down under towards this B side, which actually has no defenders here. Control Defeat will be surprised.
I'm still mentally recovering from the fact I've been told to go outside. What you should be doing, ladies and gentlemen, staying right here on today's broadcast, because we are giving you some absolute straight fire matches here today. Dusty finding themselves in an advantageous position on this bomb site, but still 4 players to try and defend against. Varga finds the first, now going to the other side. Repositions to try and change up the game. Oh, nearly lining up for Focus, and Benjamin whacks it down with the orb, doesn't find the second. He may just concede this round and call it a day. Never mind, headshot from Benjamin to finish off his exit, and he's going to take that one all the way home, barely missing the timing onto Edison there as well.
See, those are important facts, but I'd argue I need to be a little bit more critical of Benjamin. We've not really seen him take a lot of initiative in these engagements. Very much Dusty coming into his line of sight. Maybe a little bit more aggression with these door peeks or going outside a bit more, getting in the faces of Dusty. He was doing that on Dusty and it was working just fine, but just maybe a little bit of dip in confidence with the fact Dusty have just absolutely been poning them.
No, definitely. I think Benjamin may need to try and work on his opening picks a little bit more, just to maybe try and change up the positioning, find somewhere new to find that initial frag. It's great getting those kills late in the round if you want to try and hurt the economy, but what does the economy matter when you find yourselves on the final round of this half?
He's only got 1 more round on the CT side to give us something with this AWP, of course. I mean, if Dusty just keep up this outside play, honestly, I'll just see them winning this round. We do have 2 MP9s, so maybe expect a little bit of a lobby crunch from Control.
Definitely, man. I'd have loved to have seen a bit of a swag 7, but we'll have to sell for these MP9s. And yeah, Dusty definitely in a very advantageous position. Look at the outside pushes, though. Lovely.
I like that.
Oh! Ravi finds that player going down towards Secret. Benjamin can try and finish him off. Doesn't land the shot. Missed shot from Benjamin. Opportunities lost from him. And now Dusty, a 2v5, a very considerable position, looking like a 2-10 in their favor. On the T side of Nuke, no less, Shin. What is happening?
Insane. We got the two MP9s to try and recover something and get a potential third. Sorex does catch Ravel here, but Pandas is ready to just swing this wide open and just give him a little present. Sorex does react, but yeah, Vargas also gets the last one. I was going to say, I actually like that bit of play from Benjamin, who went straight down into that lower bomb site to set up a position, because obviously Dusty been abusing outside, but just caught out on that timing means he goes down with nothing. And Dusty on the first half on that T side secured 10 rounds, and they're just so close to getting to map number 3, which is Anubis.
Yeah, but anything can happen. As we know on these pistols, we saw some aggressive stuff coming out of Dusty when they were on that side. They're now going to be on the receiving end of that, and they will be at the mercy of Sorex and co, trying to take over this game. Where are they going to be going? Got Ravi and one of his teammates going up towards Heaven. And look at the rush here, a big old ramp rush coming out for control of defeat.
Oh, they're going to run through that.
Now they think better of it. They're like, oh, okay, there's some dualies over there. We're not going that way. Change up the plan. Focus finds an entry, and the site is theirs. Plant going to happen as well. Thor, though, he's not done. He says, right, maybe this is still my site to defend. Benjamin, though, behind him, going to look to try and thwart his plans.
This guy's everywhere. And Varga also with the dualies, who actually wrapped around outside. Does catch Benjamin in the back, and Edison cleans it up. Some screams coming out from the side of Dusty in the holes. Means that's the pistol round secured. No bomb down for control. This should be the conversion.
Goodness me, Dusty finding themselves that pistol round has put them in a great spot to try and win this map and get us onto a third. We love to see that. And just, yeah, Varga with the X.
Yeah, shotgun, let's go. Woo!
Lovely
let's get it, baby.
Stuff.
And also I was going to say, Thor's actually been sitting on 15 kills for quite a bit of time. Every single person on this Dusty side has stepped up towards the end of that last half. It's nice to see that this just isn't a one-man show. In my own words, what's going on? But Thor, maybe this is a one-man show. Let's see if we can just get, you know, a little cheeky 3K or 4K on this eco round. Oh,
Benjamin finds the one there with the Deagle. Thor gets the first initially, but decides, you know what, we'll play a bit more defensive. But they seem to have lost the lower position now. Xenan just out towards main, try and pick some players off. Benjamin taking down Edison, and Thor answering right back as well. Onda with the flank as well. Misses the, he hits the shot.
He actually hits the shot, but he wins some Pandas. But Benjamin with his picked up M4 is actually going crazy.
XM10 in hand, your last player's low. Doesn't find it. Control defeat, they stay alive in this one.
Wow. Miraculous there from Benjamin with that Deagle catching 2, picking up that M4 and just, yeah, going to town, catching out Dusty. And look at what that does. They're stuck to 2K and they had to just sit with these USPs. But yeah, this is a chance for Control to get back in this game.
100%, man. We thought that this was going to be it, Dusty getting the second round, but no, they find themselves at the mercy of Control or defeat. And it's interesting to see how the back and forth winning first round then second round has changed going to CS2, because before with the economy you could like trade back and forth until one team wins 2 rounds in a row. Not the case now in CS2. Economy now a little bit more favoring the Ts.
Volvo, please fix, is what I say. But there should be just, you know, a little methodical play from Control. Just don't take too many risks. Benjamin is going to town once again. Only can get 2. Ravel picking up this M4. He goes down. Poor old Varga. Oh, does catch the low HP onto...
Yeah, he's going to find himself the AK-47 there. Nice little flash to get him out towards ramp as well. He's now got 3 players, though, going to be hunting him down. Let's see if he can save this AK, but Sorex with a lovely little angle. Sorex showing his experience here, and a lovely little angle to help him get that last kill.
Yeah, just clean stuff from him. You know, he's got no armor, so you can just go for the little body spray there. It's quite safe. And yeah, I mean, they go for one little eco there, and they decide to go straight back in. Two Famai. You know what? That's probably the plural for Famises, isn't it?
Famases,
Famai,
Famases, Famai.
Famai. I don't know. Kind of.
We're
what rings off the tongue. Famai.
We're going off a little tangent here. We've got to get ourselves back into this game. Ravi, though, just with the 5-7. Wonder where he's going to find himself going with this. Maybe a little bit of a lobby crunch now for the CTs, trying to crush onto control alt defeat. Edison finding himself with a bit of hot feet, though. Ravi's found himself all the way out to CT. Is Sorex even aware? They haven't got a clue. He's on the back line now.
This will be a huge fight here, and it goes the way of Thor with this FAMAS. He doesn't care what gun he has in his hands. He will do the damage to inflict some heavy pain on control.
20 kills now for Thor. Definitely looking like a one-man band, despite our attempts to try and even things out. You got to give it to him, man. You know, 5K in the pocket prize money. It's really starting to show its quality here.
Yeah, you can smell it. He's very close, but obviously he's got 2 rounds to play. I mean, Benjamin does have an AWP. 50 seconds. He is, you know, sneaking his way into CT. Might look to save. So, he was thinking about it. He's obviously going to maybe try and go for this, but obviously, he goes down. Oh well. Edison picks up the AWP as well. Nice little present gifted to him. And Dusty, I mean, they have 8 rounds to you know, finish this off. Surely we shouldn't see anything crazy, and this should just be, you know, snap of the finger, and we're on to map 3.
100%, man. Not a lot of utility coming out for the control alt defeat side here, so a bit of a difficult one to try and start things off unless Sorex can make some magic happen with this Deagle. We've seen it in the past, so be curious to see if he can make it happen again.
Ooh, Pandas, I'm loving this aggression. Catches focus with his back turned. He can't get the second. Little double play there, Benjamin and Onder chiming in, but we get a little Kobe from Edison. Onder back with the Mac 10, and it's just going back and forth, but Thor still stands. This round is not over. Xena and Benjamin both around half HP.
Thor, though, looking to find this player.
Timing!
Is he going to spot Benjamin? Maybe he hears the footsteps.
I don't know if he heard him jump up. This is going to be all down to timing. And Benjamin catches Thor, wandering, and now it's all on Varger. He has had a better map this time, but not looking the right way. And that's another round on the board for Control. Hello, comeback?
Well, can't rule it out at Epic Land, ladies and gentlemen. The impossible has happened before. It may just happen again. Thor with an interesting little fight with Benjamin towards that lower hell position. The timing not favor him.
He had an idea that someone could be there, but as you said, timing. It's CS2. It can happen. These guys, though, they want to finish it. Force him right back in. Varger can see him with the 5-7 again. Not the worst pistol to have in mind in these close quarter angles, but not a lot of util, so we'll see what does he have planned here.
Be interesting to see what Pandas gets up to. We saw him go for a very fast outside play, not working in his favor, looking to chill things down a little bit in today's round. Benjamin spots the head of Varga, not going to be able to take it off.
Yeah, they got 2 players down to that lower bomb site. They would have only spotted 1, so we'll see if Edison and Varga do a little bait and switch play here. But it looks like they're trying to slow it down. Control, try to find a pick and work with it. Will they be ready for Thor on this angle? Absolutely not. And Ravel's got his back. It's a 5-on-3, and despite that last round, which was a little bit miraculous, it could all mean for nothing. Ravel with Varga.
And look at this Varga as well, the last guy left to take it, and Dusty 13-5. They come straight back swinging on their map pick. We're going to a 3rd game. We called it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get it. Some lovely rounds from both sides, but Dusty, they're going to finish things off strong, and especially after such a convincing T side.
Yeah, you don't really see that a lot on Nuke. This is the round, though, that I absolutely love. 6 HP, the beautiful lineup. I mean, you can only imagine the heads were completely lost for Control there. Despite winning that round, the following round, it has a mental impact.
No, definitely. After that round from Thor, you'd be thinking to yourself, well, I'm Control all cooked at this point. What a lovely round from him. And some lovely stuff as well from Dusty and the rest of their players to finish things off. And, wow.
I still feel like I have lingering effects from that Thor round. My lungs have definitely not calmed down. one single bit. But I'm sure every Icelandic viewer couldn't be more happier right now. We've got a map 3, which will be Anubis. They did beat Belfast, I believe. Or, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm not going to try and remember things because I'll look stupid trying to remember stuff. But Anubis is a clean slate. You know, this is either team's game. Lot on the line. You lose, you're out. You win. You get to face Alaska, which, you know, we would have expected in the final. So who do you think could have the edge?
Well, especially considering the experience on the Dusty side, we did say potentially the match fatigue coming into play in this one, but I really don't know who's going to take this one now. Like we said, it's going to be a close one nonetheless, and you'll have to just wait and see what happens when we come back for our third game, our decider on Anubis. But please, ladies and gentlemen, don't you go anywhere. There's more Counter-Strike action coming up right after this.
Take back control. Nothing to obey. We're tearing down the old way. Can't they see our souls are one? Path to the sun has begun. Don't ever be afraid. Forever our fates are made. Everywhere there's Saturdays. We have future here to stay. I'm peeling back the skin from the person I've been. Don't wanna be tied down, can you see the light? Throw your face to the stars, far away with no scars. It's written in the cards, this is my reality. This is my reality. This is my reality. I feel like the skin. I'm not the person I've been. We're heavy hitters, we deliver, yeah.
Never stop gaming.
like John Moran. Need a triple double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't try to ball.
Take back control. Nothing to obey. We're tearing down the old way. Can't they see our souls are one? Path to the sun has begun. Don't ever be afraid. Forever our fates are made. Everywhere there's Saturdays. We have future here to stay. I'm peeling back the skin from the person I've been. Don't wanna be tied down, can you see the light? Throw your face to the stars, far away with no scars. It's written in the cards, this is my reality. This is my reality. This is my reality. Feel like the skin, I'm not the person I've been. We're heavy hitters, we deliver, yeah.
Never stop gaming.
Hello, Overclockers.
The god of lightning has struck down. Thor and Dusty have annihilated Control. And we're on to Anubis, Tyler. It's like 11:30 here in Kettering. What happens now, huh?
Well, what happens now is we are going to go to Anubis, ladies and gentlemen, our deciding map for the last best of 3 of today. We have seen some incredible fanatics from Control Alt Defeat, Sorex and Benjamin with amazing plays, and Thor. What a standout performance from him on Nuke. Lovely stuff to see from him. So we are going to be going into a knife round to decide who picks which side first on this Anubis game.
I do love a little knife round, but obviously, like you said, you picked up some key players there. Can Thor replicate what he did on Nuke? He's done that Nuke performance before. Now we jump into Anubis, where they don't look too confident, especially on their T side. Do you think that performance has risen the spirits of Dusty?
Well, it will remain to be seen whether or not our third map almost becomes like a mental reset for both teams. You know, you're both neck and neck. You've had some cool stuff out of both teams. Whoever is able to make a momentum early on in this map, I think has the chance potentially to, sort of run away with things. But we've seen it in the past on Anubis. Sometimes these games can go on a little bit longer. We may just be here for the long haul.
With that being said, it looks like we will be getting the knife round underway. One thing I want to do bring up just as a concern a little bit is I don't even know what I was going to say.
Well, it doesn't matter what you were going to say, because we are going to get into the knife round, ladies and gentlemen. It's fine, man.
Let me take a sit down. Let me have a nice little sit down.
On,
I like this view.
You get yourself sat in a
this
nice
little
comfy
view.
chair, Waxon. We'll just get this knife round underway.
You assume Control would win this because they're British, right?
Well, I wasn't going to go there with things, but it does appear as though
Oh, hey, stereotypes do win today.
The knife round of all things.
We do love Counter-Strike at this late time. Well, Control, you'd assume they start on the T side, maybe get the favorite side underway, but, maybe get the CT rounds and work with it. Yeah, they do switch over. That's fair enough. One thing, okay, I do remember what I was going to say. One thing I'm worried about is, obviously, this is the last map. There's so much on the line. The stakes couldn't be any higher. I'm scared that, you know, some players begin to deactivate a little bit and, you know, are a bit scared to, you know, peek into certain things and just commit to whatever the calls are. I feel like the clock is going to run down quite a bit. I don't know if that's me being a bit too, you know, maybe thinking a bit too far ahead, but I want your thoughts on that.
This late into the tournament, fatigue definitely going to be a factor, and you might want to consider to yourself, maybe just keep your cool, play a little bit more cautious at this point in the game. Nothing cautious about control or defeat. They're just going to go marching in. Thor to try and defend this, not able to pick anything up. And now just Edison in a 1v4. Control or defeat, throwing the kitchen sink at this CT side.
Yeah, caution just thrown right into the wind there. There I am having a magnificent speech about playing the game a bit slower and being a bit more cautious. But nah, you know, just rush your A. Why not? You got the Glocks. I forget, it's CS2. You got a Glock. You just got to hold down W and your strafe key, and you're just going to get a headshot pretty much every single time. That's a huge round for Control on this T side.
Yeah, man. And Dazed said it better, man. Just freaking Glocks.
Glocks, dude.
The Glocks.
Freaking Glocks, man. My God. Oh, dearie me. Yeah, I mean, they've got to go up against these USBs. Shouldn't be a big deal. You got Dusty. They're going to, you know, congregate towards this middle
Look at
area.
this push low from Dusty. All
okay.
5 players marching towards mid, and they are getting mowed down. Control or defeat. Take that one in stunning fashion. Dusty now finding themselves 2 rounds out of this match.
Yeah, they were always going to lose that conversion. I mean, it was a bit of a Hail Mary just running it down mid with those USPs. You know, just get the round done.
It's a pistol run, yeah, just get
exactly,
it
get
out
it
the
done
way.
and out of the way.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
really matter. This is the round that really does matter. I think if Dusty, you know, if they sit back and they just let take control of this game, like you said, a bit of a momentum can build up and a bit of a stomping can begin. I want to see them challenge Controls.
Yeah. Definitely some CT aggression needs to come out from Dusty if they're going to try and present themselves in this game. Ooh, Benjamin, though, follows it up, taking down Ravi, and some utility coming in from Control or Defeat to try and lure over these CTs.
Flash
All
coming in.
4 players rotating over, and Ezen answers right back onto Sorex. Lovely stuff from him, and that has thwarted Control or Defeat, and the CT players now deciding, okay,
the
we go
nade.
towards A or not. Lovely nade, like you said, under with a double, and Pandas to try and hold down this site. Goes in aggressive, lovely stuff, and now Control or Defeat, 3rd round on the board. Momentum swinging in their favor.
Yeah, that's the type of aggression I'm talking about. That flash coming into B main does get 1. That's beautiful. But you see the MAC-10 just running straight into Con to get that player, and the nade obviously finishing him off. Yeah, solid 3 rounds. That's what you'd want on this T side. Dusty chipping in a little bit, but they're going to have to, you know, suffer from that defeat. We got the Deagles. I think Anubis is a little bit of a better map to maybe see some nice little Deagle shots with, you know, Nuke is a bit more close quarters and a bit tough on the angles, but I think we can see a couple nice little Deagle shots.
Yeah, definitely. Benjamin looking to try and farm some money with this Mac 10.
Thor! Oh, that's for the P250. Okay.
Ah, it's all good still. One and done for Thor. Nice stuff from him.
Pandas!
Oh my
there you go!
gracious
I was talking about the
me.
Deagles! It's
Where has
Panda.
that come from, ladies and gentlemen? Pandas opening things up for the Dusty side. Welcome to the game. He's not done, but gonna find himself with his back turned to Onda, taking him down. Just Ravi now with 20 HP.
Yeah, I mean, that was lovely from Under. Just pushed into CT. He knew he would catch a timing there. Ravel, 20 HP, no armor. You got only a Deagle and a MAC-10 that you picked up to work with. You will try and go for something here, because why wouldn't you? I mean, it'd be a bit lazy and, you know, boring if you save. So you can see him going for something. And you know, some things are being typed in the chat. I do here, but regardless of that, this should just be a little, just a little, quick
He is
job.
still going to have a little sniff
Yeah, of
towards
course. Why
this.
wouldn't
Even though
you?
he's on 20 HP, I'd have just saved the Deagle, but he's thinking otherwise of it. Maybe get a little smoke down, cause a bit of a mischief, because neither of these players are watching the site, and Ravi able to just get himself onto the site, but taken down by Sorex.
Yeah, it was always going to end like that. So 4 rounds now Control. They started very good on this T side. I mean, winning that knife round, proving monumental. And, you know, with the typing in the chat, Tac called in. Let's see how Dusty regroup here.
Well, we are going to be seeing a lovely little tactical timeout being called. Now, this point in the game, you control alt defeat. You've got the advantageous side on T side. You have 4 rounds up. You're in a good spot to potentially try and run away from this. This next round for Dusty is crucial. Thor is going to need to rally his Vikings if he wants to try and get a round on the board and hopefully thwart this T side.
Yep, and Ravel's AWP will be one of the components of that plan. We'll see what type of plan he has. Like I said, I like a mobile AWPer. I want to see how he uses it. Very much quiet in this series so far. We haven't really said his name as an eccentric amount of times, in comparison to his play. So we'll see if his Anubis is a little bit different. But we've got the slow little crawl coming in from control towards this B site.
All 5 players as well. This is looking very convincing.
Wow, look at the confidence. Storx is swinging out. No flashes. This is going to be down to the duels. And Thor, he's going to be here with the triple. He does not slow down. Xenan with the trade. That's huge 3 kills. This will allow Dusty to retake. Slow it down. Get your players into position. Ravel still has that ult, which is blocked by that smoke. 1 minute also. Control don't have to commit to this bomb plan.
Thor showing his quality here on the CT side, thwarting the Ts and giving his men the advantage they need to potentially try and take back this bomb site. Varga now looking to try and go on the flank to try and catch these players out. And Ravel, still trying to and ah what his name is.
It's Ravel.
Are you sure it's Ravel?
Yes, 100%.
I'm looking at that. Is that a capital I?
It's an L. We got the thumbs up. It's Ravel.
Alrighty, lovely stuff from him. Xenan swings in and takes down Pandas. It's now a 2v2. Ravel now, Xenan again. He's going to go for the triple and he gets it. Xenan with the 4K. Lovely stuff. And Control Alt Defeat continue their tirade here on Anubis.
Thor's heroics matter not when Xenan is on the server. That triple kill completely nullified. Yeah, I mean, Xenan just stepping up when it matters from that plat position. 5 rounds in a row, and we got a tech called out for whatever reason. I was actually going to ask about this. You can call techs, but can you call techs, maybe just to, slow down what Control are doing, just to get in their heads and just annoy them pretty much?
Well, I'm going to go slightly off script here because I have it on good authority that Dusty have been rather notorious for calling 1 or more technical pauses during their games.
Yes, there's a bit of controversy in the air. Okay.
Well, we don't have anything solid to base anything off of just yet, so we have to give them the benefit of the doubt on this occasion. But nonetheless, it does have to be stated. We've seen a couple more. I see.
Oh, okay. So there's something personal with some players.
Okay.
So we won't cover that, but we'll talk about the game so far. So Dusty, quite a bit of a slow start, right? We saw pretty much the only thing close to some sort of round was down to the individuals. Only, the round before that where they tried to take that B main, aggression. What do you think they should do with this type of aggression? It's kind of just like, test it out in each part of the map, or kind of just like sit back on this defense and let Control come to you?
The thing I'm seeing from the Dusty side is they're very quick to rotate, especially when Control at the feet are showing their kind of pushes on this map. So maybe if I was Dusty, holding strong and trusting in your players to hold down these bomb sites, maybe the way of just holding things down a little bit.
Yeah, and Ravel with that AWP, I mean, 0-5 right now. He had a chance in that last round. Much slow start. Same as Varga, by the way, 0-5. And we get to recap why the UK is, very good at handling, knives. So good job for them, And this knife round, obviously, is the reason why they're 5-0 up.
Yeah, definitely getting the favoured side going into this game, giving them the chance to go 5-0, Hawaii style. Lovely stuff from Control to Defeat to try and give them that opening advantage. And again, we saw this lovely triple from Thor, but not going to be enough to take that round.
Speaking on Thor, since we got a bit of a tech timeout, you watch any of the Avengers and whatnot, Marvel? You a fan?
I am a avid MCU nerd. Up until Phase 3, I can drop as much lore as I possibly can.
You see, I've been trying to get into the MCU, but I feel like as of recent, it's been a little bit rough. But let's me stand up and on my mighty legs. It's been a long day, and it looks like this tech pause has definitely, you know, going to be a bit lasting. So it looks like we will cut to a little break here. We do apologize for that. We don't want to interrupt the stream, especially when the game is 5-0 up at this point. But, you know, circumstances do happen. So we will cut to a break. Will we?
Well, the best thing, alternatively, if
will
we
cut
don't
to a
want to
break?
do
What's
that,
going on? Are we not coming
is
to a break?
we can have
What's
a
going
little
on?
chat.
Oh, my
like
word.
you
Chat for a bit? All right, then.
Okay.
So, you know what? You can talk about the MCU then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
go
do
on.
it.
Go on.
Totally,
We'll
man.
continue that conversation then. Oh, God. Okay.
Right. So,
Oh
MCU
my
stuff. Favorite character for
Favorite
sure.
character? Spider-Man.
Gotta be. Yeah, man. I was just thinking,
I
like, growing
love
up,
Spider-Man.
watching the Tobey Maguire films, Green Goblin, and Sandman. Lovely stuff. That
Do you
was,
like the old gen stuff or the new gen stuff? Because old Spider-Man was really good. But
I mean,
but new Spider-Man's not that bad.
Pizza time. You've got so many
Pizza
good
time.
memes from the
I could use
original
pizza.
3 Spider-Man films. Great stuff to be had in there, especially with like Spider-Man 3 with like the villain arc for Peter Parker as well.
Ooh, with the Venom stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that. So,
Gonna
yeah.
find ourselves getting back into
beautiful.
this game now.
I love small talk, don't you?
Oh yeah, exactly, man. It's always good to try and break up the action with a little bit of banter. But
We do
now
love banner, but
we've got
Counter-Strike
all-
is the name of the game.
we've got all 10 players back in the game. We're ready to kick things off after our little timeout just there. Now then,
Yeah, all players accounted for, all feeling well enough to continue onwards. Ravel got the 5-7 now. Varga, we were actually speaking on that, both on 0 kills. We talked about Varga, very crucial player to this side of Dusty. Not had any say in it yet, but hello, Pandas and Edison do, you know, line up and fire up on this B site, and maybe that tech timeout, maybe taking a bit of the flame out of control. They've got a 3 versus 5 situation in their favor, but they've got good util.
definitely a good chance now for Dusty to try and get their first map on the board here. The 3 Ts now a little bit spaced out over the map, trying to get some information to see where the CT side is lacking. In a forward position now for Sorex. He's going to try and creep his way out onto the site, see who he can find. Does check Pandas in a nice little off angle.
I like that off angle. I was going to bring that up. That was beautiful. Sarx was never going to be ready for that.
No, not at all the aim labs would never have compared you for that one there. But lovely stuff from him. And
Under though, he's caught Ravel being a bit too overeager towards connector, and he's instantly trying to occupy that spot. But Edison, quick on the flank, quick on the rotate, sorry, positions himself in plat, catches him out. Now Xenon on the clutch. Been good today, but not enough. Pandas with the triple kill means Dusty get their first round on the board, and that bit of a, you know, bit of a push from Control, 5 rounds in a row, is instantly cut short.
yep, that timeout definitely snuffing the flames of Control Alt Defeat, giving Dusty their first round on the board. Lovely stuff from them to try and get them back into today's final game of this best of 3. Wow, what a day we've had so far.
What a day! I'm literally
of
falling
excellent
asleep right now.
Counter-Strike action.
What
The
a
fun
long
never
day.
stops here at EPIC44. We've been loving every minute of it. And now it's going to be Pandas heading up towards the outside position. Varga, though, gets up a bit forward. Onda takes his head clean off with a Mac 10. Lovely stuff there. Nearly said Mac 7. It's been one of them games today.
It really is. It's getting late. We're making mistakes, but Thor clearly isn't. Doubling up puts it back in the favor for Dusty. I eat my own words. Sorix, even it up once again. Only benefit is Under is on 4 HP. We got the CTs actually leaving this A bomb site and looking to commit towards this B site, which is the right call because Control are sending down the util to get this bomb down.
Yep. Dusty going to answer back, though, with some lovely Molotovs to try and stop this aggression. Zorax in a nice little spot to try and stop these CTs. Not going to find anything, though. Pandas answers right back. Xenon trying to get a kill through the smoke. It doesn't happen. And Onda goes down. Dusty get their second round, and they find themselves back into this game.
Is it wrong to say that the level of Counter-Strike has practically dropped from the map 1? It's getting late. The players are getting tired. Things are going wrong outside the server. I feel like it's very much having an impact on this in game as we head to another tech. We do apologize. And yeah, I mean, the strats have definitely become very facety, I feel like, if you know what I mean. Very.
No, I totally get what you mean. There's definitely a lack of, say, coordination, less sort of like set up flashes, and we did see still though a couple of nice plays, especially from Edison getting some outside pushes, and you know Panda's going for some nice kills as well. He's sitting pretty at 9-5, so there's still some good action to be had here in this game. Will be interesting to see though. I need to stop using that as a full-off sentence. It will be nice to see if
It's
we
okay,
could.
man, it's okay. It's late. You can do whatever you want. Well, the Tech 9s, though, this is a very scary round for Dusty, actually. They need to stay composed and locked in. Gravel will be the first point of contact. 1 kill on his name, but he goes down, trying to overcommit in the angle, while Pandas, following up on the from that final round, does step up. Under 13-2, can't do much else. A lot of damage, but Thor and Edison there to clean up. But that's some good damage done from Control. Only 2 players survive in that round for Dusty.
Yep, the money though for Dusty still looking pretty strong. Eddie able to buy a couple of guns for his teammates. And now, if you're Control Alt Defeat, you're thinking to yourself, right, this is the round we need to take to try and stop Dusty getting back into things. They lose this and they're going to find themselves a little bit worse for where on the money side. And they're going to answer straight back now with Benjamin AWP towards Canals. A nice little spot to potentially catch out a CT player going up. But Onda going to take down Eddies and looking for more as well. Thor on his own finds one, trying to fend off these T's. Nearly another one as well. Xenan going to take him down. Ravi answering right back. And now we're 3v2 with Ravi trying to defend this bomb site. The Tizo thinking better of it. A bit of offensive util thrown down by Ravi to try and push them back.
Yes, Ravel has thrown that util, but will be pushing this smoke, which I actually do like. You know, I mean, you wouldn't really do this. This is very ballsy, but this is really, really good info. He can pull that this B site is completely empty, meaning Varga can actually commit to this A site. And as you can see, the T's are starting to look through this mid. Their final destination should be Camera, unless they're feeling a little bit spicy and they go through to Temple.
Interesting though, Ravel going to try and rotate round.
Will.
Oh no, the ring around the roses has happened. And Control Alt Defeat play this round perfectly. They're going to be walking into an empty bomb site with no CT players. And now...
Wow, what a call.
Yeah, what a play from them. Still nothing to be found here. Playing this very, very slowly. Dusty may be thinking to themselves, not a lot has happened now. Maybe we should go back to one of the other bomb sites.
Maybe, but I think it's very risky at this point, so they're going to commit. But with the util being sounded off, you can tell they instantly start moving. They clear that the site is at pretty much empty. And, I mean, I wouldn't even see them looking into this. I mean, they're quite far away right now. They're walking. I think if they can go for some exit, try and snipe some AKs, maybe potentially seal this AWP away. Money is not very good in Control on the moment, so I don't believe they'd be able to repurchase it. So let's see if they can hunt down these final remaining players.
Yeah, definitely. And again, only the 1 kit on Ravel. Gonna say his name a couple of times, make sure I get it right. But
Ravel, we love Ravel.
Yeah, rhymes with Scrabble. Close enough for me. We're gonna love that.
Oh, late night Counter-Strike is probably the best type of Counter-Strike. It gets very delusional and things just love to go wrong.
It's something of a fever dream, man.
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of floating into space right now. I feel like I'm in a different universe right now. But Control very much grounded to Earth. 6th round on the C side. If Dusty get 1 or 2 more, honestly, I'd say that's enough. Because this C side is so much more easier. They've done a good job of cutting off this, this momentum that they had in the beginning of this game. 1 or 2 more rounds, and we have a game on our hands.
Yep, 100%. And like you said as well, if Dusty find themselves on the T side, I think that's going to play into their favors because individual performers like Thor and Pandas can step up to the table. Ravel now looking for an aggressive push, and Onda able to take him down. Maybe another one to be found. He gets himself blind and traded by Edison. Lovely stuff. And now Eddie looking again for another kill. Stops Sorex from coming into the box position.
Yeah, I mean, Ravel just kind of swinging out dry there towards main. I don't really know if that was part of the plan or maybe he was just trying to catch the timing. They had a flash, they didn't use it, but good trade for Medicine, keeps the numbers level. But this smoke perfectly dissipates in time for Xenon to catch out Edison. It's solely Thor, but it's Thor, so anything can happen.
Nope, you can't lay Thor out of rounds like this. He has been hit swinging hard, and it's a swing and a miss for Thor on this occasion. Not able to find it. Varga as well falls, and it's just the man for Dusty Pandas to try and finish it. No trade to be found for Xenon, and Pandas goes down. Control-Alt defeat, taking another critical round in this game.
You see, I can't do mathematics, but you got Ondor and Xenon with 15 and 13 kills to their name. I'm pretty sure if you combine those kills, they practically have...
That's 28.
That's 28. They practically have nearly all the kills combined for quite a lot of these players, so they have been immense for Control's, you know, I mean, impact on this T side. And for Dusty, very quiet, besides Pandas. Edison and Thor chiming in, but Varga and Ravel, your boys need you. We know it's late, we know you're tired, but you want to reach that final against Alaska because, I mean, that would be a monumental game.
Yep, 100%, man. Especially when you consider, obviously, the Alaska side looking a little bit shaky versus Belfast Storm earlier today.
Very true.
So there is a chance.
Alaska versus Aitzen.
I was referring to the first map loss for Alaska versus
Oh,
Belfast
yeah, that
Storm.
was
That's
a
right,
really...
yeah.
That best of 3 was so good.
Oh, yeah,
that
it was a pleasure
so
to cast
good.
that one. Really was, man. So if you're going into tomorrow's lower bracket match, be interesting to know how you get on against Alaska now. A lot of util being thrown out from both sides towards mid. Neither team looking to let the other contest. Now then, see what's left now for Control defeat. They've got 5 AKs and AWP. They're looking pretty to try and rip things out on this game.
Yeah, I mean, you got Dusty with the Force here. I mean, they're going to try and make something happen. As we said, they need one more round at the minimum to have some sort of impact on this game. Got some couple smokes that they will start using here. So we'll see. You see, they disengage with that boost. Fair enough. But we'll see if they start to take control somewhere, which is exactly that. You've got Pandas and Varga towards that A main position. They've got to be careful, though. Focus on the T steps. We'll be ready for any mistake.